So, hello and welcome to the C.H.A.B.I.S channel. It's Thai time for tea and Thais. So let's grab my tea. Now, what I want to talk to you today is, I want to do a quick risk analysis from the viewpoint from Google about the demoting of small channels like mine. Why they might have come to that conclusion. And this is a good thing, or at least something they can do. I'm currently repeating the BWL Betriebswirtschaftslehre. That's I guess that's a management or something stuff with this book here, because there are the first semester exams tomorrow, and so I decided to do the repeating by doing a video. So don't expect it to be 100% accurate, but it's in the nature of management that you always have some insecurities. You have to lead your company, your business, do your whatever into the future, and the future is uncertain. But what I want to talk about is now the risk analysis. How much of a risk is it to kick a channel like mine out of their partner program and make it basically vanish in oblivion, and with all the psychological consequences to me personally. So, before I do the risk analysis, that's this page, by the way, that's just in case to give proper sources. That's page 125 in the book Betriebswirtschaft für Führungskräfte, Roland Weibel, Michael Keppeli, 5th edition. It's about systemic management, Swiss school book at a undergraduate school, Fachhochschule we call this. You can make the bachelor here, you can do the master too, and even the doctor later on. You have so much time. So anyway, but first I will do a quick and not so formalized analysis about what I am as a channel. Let's put a few criteria that will probably make a channel a big YouTube channel. It has to be, I would say it needs to be mainstream. It's not about the... Yeah, that's pretty not writing anymore. Pretty much. Let's see. So it needs to be pretty mainstream. Mainstream, not mainstream. It's nothing mine on YouTube. And you can't read this. I try to fetch a better. Yeah, always get your pens together when you have to do business. It's not about knowing anything, it's all about the good pens. Mainstream. It has to be mainstream. Let's check. Yeah, you can probably read this more or less. Now, What does this mean? It means, in my book, I have to say it's all my opinion. It has to be pretty simple, no complicated topics, and that's what I am not. I'm talking about economies like this, risk analysis, about politics, about some scientific topics, soldering computers, stuff like this. So I'm not simple. It could, if it's not simple, it might compensate for 100% professional. And I mean in filming, in editing, in the people, in a whole team working at it, and so on. I'm not. I'm a one-man show with a tablet computer and a photo camera. So, it may be spectacular. Spectacular, you can say, like guns, dangerous experiments, but then you get demonetized normally, and yeah. But I'm not. I'm talking most of the time. It's not spectacular, no explosions, no fire. Or at least, yeah, we tried once to film a thermite experiment actually, but the camera was broken, and that's what when I try to be spectacular. Funny maybe. Funny. Yeah, I guess sometimes when I'm goofing around, I might be kind of funny, but well, yeah, not so much fun, but a bit of fun, yeah. And if everything else fails, sorry, everything else fails, does it have whoops in it? Nope. So let's kick that out too. No boobs. I don't even have a girlfriend. Probably it has some. You know by now why. Yeah. So, after all, my channel is, let's say, chances to become successful in YouTube numbers, which means millions of subscribers, tens of millions of views. No. The chances of getting in this range are very low. So, you can say, forget about channel success, fast growing, anything like this. Now, in channel, let's put my channel here is important. And how should we call it? Unimportant or even less? Let's say nothing too important. Seen from YouTube, my channel is about here. That's the position of my channel in YouTube's book. And I don't think I'm making less of me, because we talk about the commercial sellability of the channel. We don't talk about anything I might do for society with my engagement or something like this. This is simply not part of this thing here. It might look quite depressive or depressed or something, but it's this perspective. It's a financial success perspective. And I'm pretty sure that's what YouTube has to work with at the moment. It's not that they have chosen to stick to only this, but that's what they have. So, didn't make it much better. Actually, those lights are mainly for my plants, my peppers. Yeah. I'm growing peppers in my living room. Not sure if that helps much to make me more interesting. But at least I have something to spice up my food. It's always was something. Anyway, importance of my channel near to zero. Now let's draw the risk. How does it say? Of course, I have everything in German here, but we can call it a risk matrix. I guess it is probably a good translation. I do my commercial informatics in German, since I'm in German-speaking Switzerland. So, risk. We have, let's draw it the right way. Probability. The probability of it actually happening, and consequences. How grave the consequences are if it happens. Then we have put this the same here. Here is a low point. Let's talk about a few things that could happen. And it's not very much. We are through this quickly, I'd say. Yeah, we have with those A, D, B, C. It's roughly consequences or damage, probably is a good word for the x-axis. High, very high, average, low, and the probability of it happening, that's 2, that's low. Very low, low. Average and high probability of it happening. Now let's place myself. We already know I'm actually not important, so everything for YouTube will be here in this area. Whatever I can do, whatever happens with me, to me, is the impact, the consequences, the damage for YouTube is here in low. Let's face it, that's fact. There is the risk of me moving over to another platform. I have nearly 300 videos on YouTube. Each of them gets about 10-20 views now. It used to be about 100, but they cut me down 80% during the last year. So we can say 20 times 300, that's probably 5,000 if I'm not completely mistaken. 20 times 2 times 3, that's 6. And then a few zeros, and I'm probably the right amount. That should be about 6,000 views in overall. Okay, that's wrong because 2 of my videos got far more. One got 1,000 already, so I did come over 10,000 views. With probably the first ones that got up to 400 and the one about C.H.A.B.I.S that got to 1,000 views. But we can say roughly 10,000 views in 1 year. And we all know videos even from small channels compared to YouTube, which means a few 100,000 subscribers, are getting 10,000s in a day or a week. So if I move, they lose about a few hundred views per week. And I'm quite sure that the storage and traffic bandwidth costs are even higher. So we say if I'm moving or leaving, probability that it happens is very high. Impact to YouTube will be extremely low, so this is here. Then we can have me complaining. Let's look. That's what I'm doing right now too. So that's complaining. Yeah, of course, probabilities are high. Impact, I'm reaching less than 100 people from probably a few 100 million people. Again here. Let's look for something positive as an example too. Let's assume that I will do advertising. I will spend a few hundred or even $1,000 in advertising campaigns, and I make my channel bigger. Let's say 100 times bigger. That's 10,000 subscribers. Well, 10,000 subscribers, what is that for YouTube? I expect them to give importance not for channels not under 100,000. I did not check it, I did not do research about it, but I think if I did spend a lot of money, which I can't, I'm a student right now, commercial informatics, as I said, full time. But if I did, that does not work out, it's probably 20 years old. No, let's write it in red again, you get it. If I would in 100 times in 30 days, that's what they gave me, or 25 probably by now. If I would grow, first of all, probability is very low. So we are down here because I can't spend the money. I can't justify to spend $2,000, Swiss francs, whatever, peanuts in advertising, in growth campaigns and whatever. So impact, it's not going to happen. And 100 times, that makes me from 100 subscribers, less than 100 by now, to not even 10,000 subscribers. So this is a B case. That's not going to happen, not going to be important. So B case means completely neglectable. D means probably neglectable, could be an indicator for later trouble. But it could be a problem for YouTube somewhere in a few years. But not in my case, I seriously doubt it. So I guess we have already seen enough. We could think about other things like me getting some boobs, or me getting some guns and shoot around with them, or that. But that all boils down to try to make my channel grow with legal, or even if I did something illegal to do it, or against the terms of service. I could not make it grow 1,000,000 times. And that's what I would need. Yeah, well yeah, 10 million subscribers would be actually something, yeah. But no, that would be 100 million, or 79 million. That would be a something, but I can't make it grow 1,000,000 times, not in 10 years. Well, yeah, in 10 years I could, but I had to spend so much more money than I would ever get back. So it's business for me too. Or it's no business anymore in that case. So basically it boils down, whatever happens when they kick me out of the partner program is here. This area, most of the time it's here. Or maybe a bit up here, so it's in this B area, completely neglectable. There would be the A area, which says it's a disaster, and you have to do anything to avoid it, or the C area, which means very important, because if it happens, it will kill you. And A means it will happen and it will kill you. C means it might not happen, but if it happens, you are dead. D means it will happen, but you don't have to care much about it, except if it happens often. And it's a long-term stuff, and YouTube is not in the long-term management mode right now. That's clearly to see. And B, you can forget about it, and that's where my channel is. So from this risk analysis, I as a manager had to tell them, do it. If I was cautious and a bit more Swiss than YouTube's managers are, I would tell them, think about it. Really think about it. Because if we have a million times D, we have a problem. If you have a million times B, it's no problem for YouTube. Or even with Google and Alphabet in the background anyway. If they have their back. I'm not sure if Alphabet will have YouTube's back after all. Of course they are subsidiary, they are a daughter company of Alphabet, but I wouldn't guarantee them finance YouTube forever if they couldn't finance themselves. So that runs out one day too. We are in business. You can't have somebody's back in business for forever. But you see, the conclusion is quite clear. They can ignore and demote and kick out channels like me. They can tell me I have to GTFO as the family friendly, and everybody knows what I mean. They can do it, they are doing it. But we have this D, and I have that I'm moving and leaving to some other platform, which I'm already doing. I want to go to VidMe, and VidMe closed. But we will see if VidMe puts up a successor. We will see. They did not treat me badly, they had to. And I opened up a Dailymotion account now. I already got one video banned. It's that intro video which only shows text and music. You can see it on YouTube, I can link it in the description. But anyway, they have a technical support, you can talk to people there. That's something you can't do on YouTube if you don't have several million subscribers, or several 100,000 at least. So anyway, I am in the process of moving, and I guess I'm not the only one. That's why I put it into the D. It might be a long-term problem for YouTube, but they can do it the same way as does the UBS, the large Swiss bank. I worked for them 10 years or more ago, and it was clear for everybody to see inside and outside the bank. By the way, I'm not telling any secrets. They don't care much about the small customers. They are in private banking, investment banking. They got saved by the Swiss state at least once, probably twice, with I think billions. So they are in the big business, and they don't actually want the small people. And it did not hurt them. They are okay, they are fine. The managers still get huge bonus and everything. So YouTube can do the same. They can decide to become a platform for the ones that are already successful, like TV channels, whatever. They can do this, and they can probably survive. What I wanted to say, if YouTube wants to become a platform for the ones already successful, they can try it. There's a premium share, and they might probably survive. And then they have to get rid of all the stuff on the left side quickly. And that's the process they are right now doing. So, anyway, you see there are, it's quite explainable why YouTube is doing it. This is what they might have done in the process, because it's to modern management standards taught in management schools. And that's the conclusion they got out of it. For me personally, of course, it's the other way around. That YouTube is kicking me out is about here. They will probably not actively kick me out completely, but they will make life for me a hell. So, and the impact on me is on my YouTube business is devastating. But since I never made money by now, it's probably somewhere here that leaving YouTube, going somewhere else is that's even very high. The consequences for me are average, so I can take the risk to go somewhere else personally. But we have many channels which are a bit bigger than me, 500 subscribers, something like this, 800, and they are in this area. And those are the poor guys. I'm quite fine after all. Thank you for watching. It was kind of dry, but anyway, some people like this, and I hope you're one of them. Let's see.